trial never ends.
Q, I am way too old for your bullshit.
It's true, the trial never does end. We're back with a new look at Star Trek Picard Season 2. Welcome to Trek Central, I'm your host Captain Jack, and let's get right into it. It does appear Q has really turned Picard's world upside down once again, and really thrown Jean-Luc into a new adventure that is looking very interesting. Time is broken, which is a running line for Star Trek Picard Season 2 it would seem. We've got a brand new trailer which was released during the Star Trek Day celebrations this week, also revealing that Season 3 is in production and confirmed. As well as that, we can expect Picard Season 2 early next year in February 2022. If you want to keep up to date on all the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media for daily updates on the Star Trek universe. In the words of Picard, engage. Our new trailer for Season 2 of Star Trek Picard opens with Laris, Picard's housekeeper, talking about her seeing Jean-Luc as a man who chose the stars, all while questioning if he was in fact been seeking something else, or running from something, perhaps at home. While this commentary is being spoken, Jean-Luc is walking through an abandoned room, or what we can presume is a building located on Chateau Picard. He also has a fragment of what appears to be a broken stained glass window. This triggers some sort of flashback. We could make the connection between broken glass and broken time, an interesting bit of imagery there to connote what is going on in the second season of the series. Time is broken after all, that does appear to be the running tagline so far. The flashbacks appear to show a young boy, perhaps Picard, walking around in the same building in the past, this time not abandoned or destroyed. Part of me thought this could be Rene Picard, the nephew of Jean-Luc who tragically died in a fire at Chateau Picard. If this is Rene, would it connect with Picard running away or chasing the stars? We know from past episodes and movies that Jean-Luc was the first Picard to go to space and be an explorer. Jean-Luc would also regret not starting a family of his own, following the death of Robert and Renee in 2371. I feel like we could dig further into this theory a little more, but right now, let's continue on. But do let me know what you think in the comment section below. Panning shots of Chateau Picard reveal that Q is talking to Jean-Luc, reminiscing about what he said all those years ago, that the trial never ends. Though in something I think a few people can relate to, Jean-Luc reminds Q that he's too old for his crap at this point. Q then snaps his fingers, likely transporting Jean-Luc and his motley crew into the alternate reality. A futuristic city is shown, which has striking similarities to that of Hong Kong, featuring a skyscraper exploding, likely relating to the plot point of this being a totalitarian government and state. Chris is also shown trying to communicate with the crew, alerting them they're all in big trouble. Picard comments that Q went back in time and changed history. This shows Picard and 7 of 9 presiding over some sort of showing, which almost looks like a trial area. It almost appears as if Jean-Luc is the person in charge of this state, which would make sense as he is commonly the focus of Q's tricks. We've previously discussed the flag seen here, and how they're a mix of symbols and ID flags seen commonly in the Star Trek universe. You can check our other video previously for that. 7 of 9, noticing she is without her Borg implant, perhaps implying she was never assimilated into the Borg collective in the first place, inside this alternate universe. She comments on the fact time is broken. The crew are seen together with Elnor and Raffi, as Picard asserts he'll get them all home together. Inside Chateau Picard once again, we're looking at an old oil painting of Jean-Luc Picard on the wall, in a militaristic Starfleet uniform, again asserting this alternate timeline, and some sort of totalitarian state. This painting is similar to the ones we've seen on other Picard family members in Star Trek Generations. Picard mentions that the only way to heal the future is to go back and repair the past, meaning they're going to need to go back in time, because of course. The two taglines of this trailer come into play here, with the fighting the future is to draw them back into the past. Seeing the Borg Queen in this trailer was really cool, even though it was already sort of leaked and revealed earlier last week that she would be returning. Actress Annie Wershing will be playing the evil menace that is the Borg Queen, last seen in Star Trek Voyager, but this time it appears Jean-Luc Picard and crew need to use her to go back in time. Of course, the Borg Queen is experienced in this aspect, given she and her drones travelled back in Star Trek First Contact. Though in Q's alternate reality, it appears the Queen is being held captive on Earth. Perhaps this new totalitarian state captured her and put an end to the Borg collective once and for all. The crew is shown travelling back in time, likely via the La Sirena and using the Borg Queen tech. They arrive in the 21st century, Los Angeles to be exact, and wow, does it actually look beautiful really. Chris Rios is asking if they can undo the nightmare that Q has thrust them all into. This is likely a team meeting aboard the ship, you can see Dr. Jurati, Picard, Seven, Raffi, and Rios. Now if you look very closely at the meeting, you can see a hand stretched out above Picard's head. This is likely the Borg Queen wired into the last arena so they can go back in time. I think the funniest moment is hands down Raffi and Seven arguing over piloting a starship compared to driving a truck. To be fair, I would be like 7 and 9 in this instance, piloting a starship does sound like a little easier. I mean, you're just pushing buttons, right? It appears that Q has put some sort of time limit on the crew, as Picard mentions they have 3 days before the future is changed. This likely has something to do with the Europa mission that takes place in the Star Trek universe, as we've seen leaked set images, as well as Q wearing a Europa mission jacket. Lots of fast-paced action scenes are shown, with Rios fighting police officers, Elnor shooting people, Jurati and the Borg Queen getting closer. You know, the typical CBS Star Trek trailer style we're all familiar with right now. As mentioned earlier, Star Trek Picard Season 2 will air in February 2022, with the series also being renewed for its 3rd season. Though many of us already knew that, I mean even John De Lancie himself confirmed that a while back. Season 3's shooting had presumably started at this point, given that both the 2nd and 3rd seasons were being shot back to back. Watching the trailer over and over again, it does appear that Elnor is in some sort of trouble. A dramatic moment shows him in sickbay with Raffi crying over him while he is shuddering. Picard's voiceover even talks about the darkest of circumstances. Perhaps he's being erased from time or something. Twitter account @MappingLastArena has pointed out that it appears Elnor is also fighting potential XBs, perhaps on the artifact, as the 2 rooms look very similar, though this is likely a set readdress. Perhaps Elnor gets infected with Borg nanoprobe and starts being assimilated into Borg drone by the Queen. Who knows at this point? While looking closely at the 21st century environment that the crew find themselves in, we see 7 of 9 fighting with a local. Looking closely at the signs, we can see this is a sanctuary district. These sanctuary districts were previously seen in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, in San Francisco, where Captain Sisko and Dr. Bashir ended up in time. For those not familiar with the concept, a sanctuary district was a section of a city designated for the homeless and financially destitute, members of society. This was a big part of the 21st century, with the early 2020s having one in nearly every major city in the United States. Overall, I'm hooked for the 2nd season so far. It appears from the trailers that the writing staff have a more of a core idea and a plan of what they're doing from the get-go. Season 1 was good, but let itself down towards the end in my opinion and lost momentum. Now I'm still curious as to how Guinan will fit into the 2nd season of Star Trek Picard. Her actions with Jean-Luc as well as Q were some of the best in Trek, but we need to wait and see on how this one plays out. Of course, as mentioned earlier, Star Trek Picard has officially been renewed for a 3rd season. We sort of knew this already, but this is the official confirmation and concrete information from Viacom CBS. So again, that's about as concrete as it gets. We know they're due to start shooting a 3rd season soon, or have already begun at this point. Producer Akiva Goldsman has explained the decision to shoot Season 2 and 3 back to back, saying the following: "If you're gonna do a serialized show, you have to do the story before you start shooting. It's like a movie in that way. You better know the end of your 3rd act before you start filming your 1st scene," which does make sense, and maybe that's how we could approach Season 1 in the future. That's a wrap on all our news and information from Star Trek Picard for today. Don't forget, we're talking more about Star Trek Day celebrations all this week here on Trek Central, including the likes of Strange New Worlds and Prodigy. If you want to keep up to date on all the latest Star Trek news, lore, and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from myself and the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media, visit our website, or join our community Discord server. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Live long and prosper, my friends. Goodbye.